Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, recruiting in yoga pants. So let's talk informational interviews. I'm sure you've heard of these, job seekers. Career coaches like to recommend these a lot. I'm not against it, but I am against it done wrong. If you're gonna do it right. Let me help you with this, okay? So I definitely have a lot of thoughts on this. I want to first of all start by, let's talk about what is an informational interview anyways. Let's break that down first. I'm going to give you four specific steps. Say that 5 times. 4 specific steps. And I'm also going to share a personal story of how this worked out very well for one young lady that I know. Okay, so first of all, an informational interview, the idea behind this is kind of a networking mechanism. This is an opportunity for you as a job seeker to get in touch with someone in a position of authority who can move your application through the process. This is most likely a hiring manager. This might be a peer. This might even be a recruiter. It depends. We'll hopefully, time permits, we'll cover that as well, and like how to know who to talk to and when. But the idea is you're requesting a meeting with them. You're requesting, a 30-minute coffee chat, a 15-minute brain picking exercise or something like that. So I want to first of all clarify something. You can get the information that you seek without meeting someone in person, or even without getting on a video call or even a phone call. You can do a lot of this great stuff over email, and sometimes that's easier for the person giving the advice. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about that. Okay, so that's the informational, that's the idea behind it, is this is a networking opportunity to learn about a company, a role, a team, a manager, potential next steps, and try to get their attention, try to get in front of them, and maybe even, be someone that they may want to engage with and potentially hire, okay? I'm going to encourage you to think of informationals a little bit differently. And I want you to really hone in on the information gathering bit. That's going to be the biggest value that you're going to receive from these conversations, is the information that you're picking up, what you're learning about people, process, places. That's where the goodness lies, okay? It's not that, I got to spend, 30 minutes having coffee with 6 CEOs next week. That's probably not going to happen. But anyway, don't worry about that. Worry about just gathering information. Caveat, you got to know what you're looking for. You got to know what information it is you want to get from this person. Okay. So get a pen and paper, because we're going to discuss this and I want you to write some stuff down. Okay. So I've now decided that I'm ready to start requesting informationals. I've got maybe a list of people that I want to talk to, or probably more appropriately at this stage, a list of industries, companies. I've got this kind of broader thing that I want to learn about, that I want to tap into the expertise of others for. Okay, so you have that percolating now. Okay, maybe it's a certain industry you're trying to tap into. Maybe it's a certain kind of role you're trying to land. Whatever that is for you, jot that down. I'm Amy Miller. I want to learn more about recruiting for, let's go crazy. I want to learn more about recruiting for crypto. I actually do not. I am completely mystified by that whole industry, but sounds cool. Props to you who are figuring it out. I don't want to, but we're going to pretend for the purposes of this exercise that I do. So I'm going to write that down. Amy Miller wants to learn about recruiting in crypto. Sure she does. Okay. So I have that intention set. It's my North Star. And step 1, I'm going to put this out to my network. You can skip step 1 if you are being very, very cautious and confidential with your job search, okay? Don't feel like you have to do this. I just find it to be a very helpful step. So please think about it if you're willing to be a little more public. I want to get people coming to you. That's the goal here. Okay, so step 1, I'm going to write a post on LinkedIn. I'm going to tweet it. I'm going to put it in a Facebook group, whatever, wherever you're spending time and where the people you want to talk to are spending time. I'm really interested in learning about this. I've been thinking about X for a while. I am super curious about Y. I read something about, and it got me thinking, who should I talk to? Who should I follow? Who's an expert in this field? That right there. Who's an expert in this that I should learn from? Well, now you have my attention. See, if you're just going to somebody like directly, like I'm just going to call up Bob and be like, hey, Bob, you're an expert in this field and I wanted to learn from you. And can I pick your brain? Bob probably gets a lot of those. He's not necessarily going to respond to you. But if you post that out publicly and you're like, I want to know who the experts are, who do you all recommend? See how fast people raise their hand. Now you got to do a little vetting because self-proclaimed experts often are not. Just saying. But pay attention to the people who are actually recommended. Pay attention to the people who show up repeatedly when you ask this question, especially if you ask it more than once. Okay, I'm just very quick little sidebar. Somebody asked me about boot camps and like, hey, what do you recommend and who do you know and what do you think about like software engineering boot camps? Not my wheelhouse. I've been hardware for several years now, so I don't know what I don't know about software these days. But I tagged like 5 different leaders in this space, like engineers who do talk about this a lot and who are what I consider to be experts in this industry and especially that piece of the industry. And nobody was mad at me. So they thanked me. They were like, okay, yeah, here, read this link or hey, check that out. So it worked out very well for the person that was asking. So yay, went good for us. So you're going to put that out there into the universe. You're going to say, hey, who do you know? Who should I follow? Who should I engage with? Okay, so now you're going to start building some of that brain power. You're going to start making the list of those folks. Follow them. Connect with them if you want to, right? And so just start engaging with these individuals and their content on your chosen platform. LinkedIn's pretty good for this. I'm not saying it has to be LinkedIn, might be Slack, Discord, something else, but start now following, look at the information they've already provided. A lot of them might have blogs or featured articles or things like that. So you might already be able to start learning from existing content. That's really helpful. I will tell you as a content creator, if someone comes to me with a question that I've already answered 17 times in 6 videos and 4 blog posts, I'm a little annoyed. Like, can you do 30 seconds of homework, y'all? I've already answered this. Please help me help you. I don't get annoyed, but I do kind of get like, hold on, let me Google that for you. Because I've already talked about this. So do some of that initial homework, kind of, again, you've identified your experts. Now you're starting to dig into maybe what's already out there. Now you're at phase 3. So phase 1, I'm going to set my intention, put it out in the universe, ask for this help and information and recommendations. Phase 2, I'm going to follow and engage with these creators. I'm going to comment on their posts. I'm going to read their featured articles. I'm going to really pay attention to, what they've already put out there and start planting those seeds, right? In conversations and in comments and in reactions. Phase 3, now I'm ready to make my request. This is where you are sending an email, an in-mail, a tweet, a direct message, whatever. And now we're at that one-on-one engagement. Let me tell you what my kiddo did. Okay, this is story time. Okay, so I put out a note to my network. I've got this up and coming young game designer, my daughter, and she's looking to break into this industry and she has questions and who should I talk to? Like, who's an expert in this? I did exactly what I'm telling you to do, right? And I got responses. I mean, people were very happy to help. It's very easy to just drop a comment or here's a blog post to read or here's a link to this or here's what I did or whatever. People like to help, right? So I started collecting this data for her. One of the gentlemen who was kind enough to respond actually messaged me and offered to chat with her. So she didn't even have to go ask. This person actually came and proactively said, hey, I'd be happy to jump on a call. Let me know how I can help. Really wanted to pay it forward, which is beautiful, okay? So my kiddo gets this information, writes an email. I offered to help. She didn't need my help. She writes the email and she gets an amazing response. So let me pause there for a sec and just props to Mr. Glenn, AAA game designer. If y'all are hiring in the game space, you need to speak to this man. He is not only an amazing human being, but he is a hell of an artist and designer in his own right. Check out his portfolio. He's amazing. I'll actually link to it down below and hope that he doesn't kill me. I don't think he'll mind. He's a sweetheart. So he gave my daughter this incredibly detailed, lengthy response and lots of good stuff to follow up on. So that is phase 3. You're going to write a similar email. You're going to make a similar request over DM, whatever. And let me tell you what she did right. She introduced herself, made the common connection. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm Amy Miller's kid. She recommended I get in touch with you. Here's what I'm looking to accomplish. She was very clear. This is my goal. I'm trying to figure out how to get here. Here are my specific questions. 3 bullet points. She broke down 3 specific areas that are on her mind, things that she's thinking about, asked a very specific question. Thank you. Waited for a response. And she got a response. And it was a brilliant response, incredibly helpful, incredibly detailed. She was so excited. I cried. I mean, it was good shit. All right. It like made my week. So phase 4, this is easy. Thank you. That's it. Thank you. How can I pay it forward? I promise to be a good human, whatever. She sent a very sweet thank you, promised to keep in touch, promised to keep him updated on, as she's building her portfolio and things like that. And so now she has started to develop this mentor. She's developed these inroads in the industry. So yes, was this child privileged because she has a loudmouth recruiter for a mother who could help make connections? You're damn right. But you also have this loudmouth recruiter who's happy to make connections, okay? You have friends, you have coworkers, you have previous managers, you have mentors, you have people in your life and network that can do the same. Let them do it. Okay? So let's recap. Number 1, I'm going to do homework. Okay? I'm going to figure out what it is that I want to solve for, what I want to learn, and I'm going to put that out there and let people respond. Number 2, I'm going to engage with those experts, with people who've been recommended, with people who I have found, with people who know what they're talking about and have this clear, expertise in my chosen area. Number 3, I'm going to reach out and make that direct connection, ask specific questions, be very clear and concise in my ask. And number 4, I'm going to show my gratitude. Now, do you know what I did not say in this video? Don't overthink needing to show your value. My child is 19. She just graduated from high school. What value, let's be real, what value does she have to offer a senior game designer with years and years of experience in the industry? She can't do anything for him other than be grateful for the support and implement the advice he was kind enough to give her. Don't underestimate good people's willingness to support you. A lot of coaches, I'm sure they have good intentions. I'm not trying to suggest it's a bad thing, but a lot of them get really, really hung up on, well, you got to show your value and you got to prove that you're worthy and you got to do this, you got to do that. You just got to ask for help, my friends. Not everybody's going to respond to that. Not everybody's going to want to take the time to reply or meet with you or whatever. Good people will. If you get the right person at the right time, and even if they don't respond, maybe they're busy, they missed it or whatever, that's okay. But for the most part, most of us, especially if it starts with that compliment of, you're a recognized expert, I want to learn from you, are going to carve out a few minutes to provide some kind of data or information that might be helpful to you. Last thing I'm going to leave you with, because we are way over time, last thing I'll say on this does not have to be coffee, video call, phone call. You can get what you need. Email, messages, whatever. Don't feel like, well, if I didn't get this person to get on the phone with me for 30 minutes, I failed. Not true. Did you get information? Did you get data, insights, knowledge that helps you move forward to the next step of whatever it is you're trying to go? That is a successful informational interview. Let me know down below what you think. I think this is our longest video ever. I hope it was worth it. We'll have a blog post accompanying it, so check that out as well. And we will see you next week.